since I stood behind this pulpit where I preached my first sermon. And it was with the help of Sandra K. Gastineau Engquist, my wife. Well, we were youth leaders here in this church that she made such an impression on so many people. Brother Welch pastored up in Green Bay for a long time. His daughter is now grown. She talked to my wife a few years ago and said, I was a 9-year-old girl and you allowed me to sing in the junior choir. I told someone I was a nobody in Wisconsin. I was just a young man just getting a license for ministry, which I've now had with the United Pentecostal Church for 54 years. And during that time that we were growing together, there's so many lives that my wife had impressed. And one was that young girl, Rebecca Welch. I'm reading from Psalms chapter 37, verse 25. And my entire point that I want to present to you today is that there is a place in the Spirit that I have not yet been. There's a place in the Spirit where many of us have not been, but we've got a desire, and I want to go to that place. In Psalms 37:25, David said, and I can relate to this, I have been young, and now I'm old. Yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor their seed begging for bread. And I'm telling you today that apostolic truth is a commodity. You may be seated. At our Arizona District Conference this year came the strangest thought to me that I could ever have said, ever brought to mind. I don't know how many who knows where McQuantico is? Everybody knows where McQuantico is. Well, I went to high school in McQuantico, and I was a sophomore that thought that I was smarter than my teacher. I got this all figured out. I'm going to pass this course by the skin of my teeth. And my text this morning is, thank you, Miss Rohrbacher. Miss Rohrbacher was my biology teacher. And I had it all figured out that I can skip that final test at the end of the year because I had my grades already figured out. I can take a 0 on that test, and I'm going to get a 75, and I'm going to slide by, and I'm going to pass this test. Thank you, Miss Rohrbacher, for flunking me that day. And you know, I never looked at it in this light before. I never thought about, thankful that you flunked a class. Well, my point is this. Biology, you do a lot of dissecting. And I said, if I have never learned how to dissect a frog in biology class, how could I ever dissect this apostolic truth and I said, I'm not going to dissect this truth. I'm going to preach it just like my fathers did, just like the generation before me did. And I told somebody the other day, and I know Sister Beverly is here. She's the daughter of our pastor, the late Reverend R.M. But there was times under the ministry of that man that not only myself, but there was several others that bite their tongue scales. Okay. I'm not going to talk back because I'm not going to touch God's anointed. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going there. And we have made some decisions, but in the long run, those decisions have brought us straight forward. They brought us to the next generation. They brought us into where we are today. And, this message is not like a smorgasbord where, I'll take a little bit of this. That stuff looks gucky. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of this. But some of the things that just may not look so good, so, well, let me just try it once. And sometimes we need to go there. I want to go to this place in the Spirit that I've not yet been. Genesis chapter 32 and 24, and Jacob was left alone. Sad to be alone at times. There he wrestled with a man until the breaking of the day. And what led Jacob to this point, where he would wrestle with an angel all night long, running away from his father-in-law, Laban. Laban ripped him off. He ripped him off good. He said, I'm going to work 7 years for you, and you can give me Rachel. And got 7 years, and didn't realize until he got up in the morning it wasn't Rachel. It's Leah. Okay, it's okay, Jacob. Just work another 7 years, and you can have Rebecca. So he put the 14 years in, put another 6 years in to build up his cattle and everything. And the Bible said that Laban changed his wages 10 different times. You know what? I have confidence that Jacob didn't get 10 raises. He got ripped off several times. And then, after all this, he's running from his brother Esau that's out to kill him. But when you have a life-changing encounter with an angel, it not only changed his disposition, God came down and actually changed his name to be Jacob, which meant deceiver. But I'm going to change your name to Israel, which means power with God and with men. God is waiting today to give somebody a life-changing experience. And I want to say in closing today that we're not here to condemn anybody for the life that you have lived. We all go through things. We all stumble. We all fall. Doesn't Romans 3 and 23 say, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of God? Some said, what part of all don't you understand? Is it the A or is it one of the L's? All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. But we're here today to start brand new. We're starting fresh today. Today can be the first day of the rest of your life. And with that, I'm going to pass to the next generation I want to give my son Ted this Bible. Not only has all these scriptures written in the front of it, but there's an X behind each one of them. And that X behind it means that my father memorized those verses. This Bible and my father used to sit right here in the second row, right here. And I'm going to take today and pass the torch to the next generation and give my son Ted my father's Bible. And I want you to take this torch that I'm passing to you, and you can pass that to the following